Well, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, happy Monday, or whatever day it is that you are tuning in. We are back with another episode of Minecolonies. My name is Rev Arco, and we are doing urban survival. A lot of fun stuff going on. This is, I believe, episode 2. Yeah, that sounds about right. And last time on the episode, what we had done was we had put together our supply camp. We have put together our town hall, and we've started getting some of our colonists in. So cool, awesome, fun stuff. Love to see it. So what's next here inside of Minecolonies? What do we got to do? Well, we're obviously going to want to build this here town hall, but because in Minecolonies, it's not us, the player, who actually does a lot of the building. We do a lot of the material gathering, at least at first, but we allow our citizens to be the ones who go about actually building everything for us. However, before we jump into that, I want to take a moment to kind of highlight a feature of Minecolonies. Or not necessarily a feature, but something to kind of keep in mind as we are, playing. So I pulled out my build wand. And as we can see, all around us is this square. And I think if I hit M, no, it doesn't really kind of show it as much as I would like. But this is the area in which we can build our colony. We'll be able to expand this as we, go up in tiers by using guardhouses and other things of the nature. But what we have to do in order to even do anything else is we need to build a builder's hut. So I want to kind of take a look and see what that's going to look like for us in this style pack. And then we're also going to figure out where we're going to place it. And I have a feeling I'm going to be placing it probably over here. Possibly, maybe. Not 100% certain, but okay. Could tell if I was needing to hop into the bed. Anyway, so we have the build tool. Build tool is going to work just like what we were doing with the supply camp before. We can select any one of the... I want it to be night. I want it to be night. There we go. Cool. We can select any block, any square, and we'll get the menu that we saw before with the supply camp. So now that we've slept the day away, we don't have to worry about any kind of scary monsters. We'll go ahead and just right click. And then now we're going to get a huge menu here of building whatever it is that we're going to be looking for. And it's going to be a builder's hut. That's going to be the first thing that we're going to be looking at. I can't even select it to kind of show it. I need to actually have the builder's hut in my inventory. So builder's hut and probably town hall. I think that's what we're going to kind of go for in today's episode, is we're going to try and get both of those at least up and going. So let's see here. If we go ahead and open up our inventory and we come over here, because I don't think it was going to show anything in this particular thing, right? I can't just type builders here. No. So I got to come over here. We'll type builders hut, and it is this one. So what do we need? We need some acacia planks, an acacia door, and the build tool. Well, that's pretty easy to do. So let's go ahead and see. Look at that. We have that. So we just need a door and our build tool. Let's go ahead and climb down and come over here and build that. Do that. Let me see here. No, I don't want the... No, I wanted the... Do it this way. Acacia door. Cool. So we just put one there. A nice little U there. And this. And so this is... I had mentioned this in the previous episode, but the build tool is something that is universally... we're going to keep getting it back. So when we build this, the build tool will continue to just exist as an infinite resource for us to be able to keep building more and more of these blocks for Minecolonies. So cool, we have the builder's hut. Outstanding. What? No, I don't want to Did not mean that one. We saw that pop-up happen. Usually you want to use the build tool to kind of figure out where you want to put things. You can just, you know, throw it down all willy-nilly. I don't recommend that. That would be a little bit on the more unwise way to go about doing things. So let's go ahead. We're going to go back in here. I implore everyone watching, if this is your first time messing about with Minecolonies, to just take a second and kind of start going through, you know, these menus and taking a look and seeing what, you know, one would have access to, especially for some of the more infrastructure sort of things. So we can see like there's canals, there's cliff climbs, mineshaft, rails, roads, subways, and it'll help you kind of start piecing together how to go about like building the entire colony. But we're going to stick here into the fundamentals. This is actually going to be a really good way for us to kind of showcase how we're going to grow our colony over the first couple episodes. So we've already done the town hall. We're going to be building a builder's hut, and then we're going to look at doing like a restaurant and a mine, and a tavern, and all that kind of fun stuff. So let's go ahead, take a look at this here builder's hut. Using this as kind of a thing. So a builder's hut, it's pretty wide, pretty open. Again, using the acacia logs. We got some of the materials and stuff like that. Now, a builder's hut in Minecolonies is a key component to the entirety of the mod pack. In order to upgrade your buildings in this mod, your builder's hut has to level up. So if we have this at level 1, it means every single building inside of our colony can only be the maximum level of level 1. As soon as we level up a builder's hut to level 2, we can start leveling up all our other buildings to level 2, and so on and so forth. This is where you're going to start seeing a lot of that like meta progression of playing Minecraft, of like beating the end dragon, going to the nether and stuff like that will come into as we are leveling up our builder's hut right here. But just like I talked about last time, I like taking a look at all the different levels of a building before putting it down, especially in the early stages of planning and seeing how everything kind of looks, and, you know, figuring out what the best orientation would look like. And so this is level 1, pretty basic, pretty simple. It should be a nice, easy, quick build. Take a look at level 2. We're gonna actually bring it over here a bit. We'll lower it down just to kind of be able to look around. We'll start doing a little rotation. Builder's hut starts coming together a little bit more. Looks like we can see the different types of materials that things are most likely going to be wanting, the different gravels and granite and stuff. Level 3, again, we see more materials, the different type of wood types coming into play. I like the little paths coming in, that's kind of nice. Different wool blocks, also pretty good. The backside, there's a door on that backside right over there. Cool to see, cool to see. So that's the entrance on that side. So level 4 isn't bad. Level 4 isn't bad, I'm kind of liking that. Okay, that's a little waypoint marker, I like that. That's kind of nice, it's kind of nice. I like the overall flatness, that's not bad. And then level 5, ooh, okay, so level 5 kind of brings it up to a larger story. Interesting. All right, cool. So I'm liking the colors, liking the vibe. The entrance is on this side, which is good to know. And I'm thinking, how do we want to go about doing this? Maybe over here, right? So let me go ahead, we'll close that out, and we'll go over here. And we'll just end up bringing it over here for us. I'm thinking maybe we can put our first builder's hut right here. Also, what is that? Hold on, what are you? Is that just like a random skeleton over here? Ah, it was, okay. We got some skeletons and spiders and everything like that. Well, that's gonna be fun for me. Oh, that's an Enderman. Oh, I looked at him, didn't I? I looked at him. Oh no, I looked at him. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. I'm gonna. No, I didn't do it. I didn't mean it. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, get over here. Yeah, can't do nothing. I'm in the water. That's cool. Here you go. You just kind of poof. Oh, it's right there. Get over here. Get it. Oh, that's right. They don't like water. Oh, where'd he go? Yeah. Well, good to know. I'm gonna have things that I don't have to clear out. That's for sure. Oh, that is huge. Come on over here, buddy. Come on over. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Actually, did you drop anything? No. I guess we can't hope for like an ender pearl or something like that early on. Okay. Well, as I was saying before, so rudely interrupted by another dimensional being, is I'm thinking we're gonna go ahead and put the builders up right here. Yeah, like somewhere in this particular area, based on like the boundary that we'll have. So if we actually open that up, we can kind of see we have a little bit of work that we can do in terms of sizing. And I'm thinking, so if we plop it like in this area, I can actually end up like digging a hole through a little bit of this here terrain to make it easier to get over here to our town hall when we're actually building all that together. Kind of liking that. But I want to see with you guys, we can actually take a look at this. Infrastructure, cliff climb base. Now what is this? What are we looking at here with this? Oh, okay, I like this. So obviously urban Savannah, there's a lot of cliffs and everything like that. Let's cliff on base. The landing, not bad. More buildings, some segments. Okay, so we have a way built into this pack to actually help us navigate through dealing with some of these cliffs and everything. I like that. It's going to require what looks to be a lot of acacia wood. So that's certainly going to be a thing. Do I have any like other food on me? I don't. Well, we're going to have to deal with that. Sorry. And we're actually a little bit. So, all right. That being said, we're going to put the builder's hut over here. It's going to be somewhere in this particular area. Might have to take this tree down or something like that. I don't know if I want like that low of an elevation for it, but like, you know, maybe I could see the elevation for like that being a little bit on the lower side. I could be convinced. So let's go ahead and chop this down. Do the classic Minecraft stuff. Collect the wood. And all of this is for sure going to be like needed as we're going and building the builder's hut. Which thankfully will not require too much. At least based on what I saw with that preview. So cool. So it'll kind of start dipping itself away. We got these logs. Let's click this. Nope, this one. Builder's hut. Alright. So if we well, that's good for me. Looking at this, okay, that is the front door right over here. Alright. So I'm thinking I want to bring it into this particular spot. And like I said last time, we have this particular block is saying that it needs to be ground. So if I were to actually place this right here, right now for us, what the builder will end up doing when it comes to wanting to put this together is it'll actually go and start filling out all of these blocks with like a dirt block or something to that effect. And if I were to lower this down a little bit more, say like into here, anything that does not fit or like anything that is above or in the way within this square, the builder is going to want to come through and actually clear all that out to like make it a nice clean blank slate before actually going to the building. So I don't think I want it to be that low, especially if I look at it at like this high level. That doesn't honestly look that good. So let's go ahead, we'll raise it up a little bit more. That doesn't seem too bad. I might go up one more. Like honestly, I think this is pretty good. Pretty good. If I take a look around, honestly, maybe we'll bump it over a few. Yeah, because then I can do something a little bit with this right here. We can like sculpt that around. Maybe like one more little bump this way. Yeah, okay, cool. And so like obviously this is what it's gonna look like at level 5. We're nowhere near level 5 yet. We can see on the inside there's like lots of fun progression stuff that we'll have to do. But if we go back to level 1, click that, we're gonna say, okay, outstanding. So now we've placed that. We can see that the construction tape comes around. One of the things, you can actually turn it off if you don't want to see the construction tape. I personally enjoy seeing the construction tape as like a means of being like, hey, this is where some of the stuff's going to be going. And oh my goodness, look at this. Look how cool this is. Oh, this is going to be so fun to build with like bridges and everything like that. Oh, it's going to be nice. So we got this down. Let's go ahead and take a look at this menu real quick. Okay, it's nothing bad. And hey, look, a quick guide to Minecolonies. It's popping up here and not popping up in the town hall one. But we can kind of see here, the UI is pretty much the same across the board. We're going to have, you know, a giant red question mark in the bottom left. We'll see if there's any kind of pages, you know, anything to do with the overview of like the building's inventory, all that kind of fun stuff. But we'll kind of go through that as we're going. So here we are. Awesome. Boom. Do we have like a guide? I don't even know. First off, I'm gonna hit Y. No. U? Nope. T? What is this? Oh, okay. I didn't know if there was like in this mod pack in particular like an actual progression system of what we should be doing. I was very confused. So UI, here we go. Builder's hut number 0. We can change the name of it. The builder is Rhea right here. We can manage the workers. We can recall the workers, all that kind of fun stuff. In fact, I'm gonna hit recall just to bring her over real quick. Request pickup. This is going to be important later on down the line, and we will actually go into that one because we get like the courier and everything. This is the main tab. Here we go, minimum stock, the settings, automatic mode using shears. Here's what I was talking about before with like the fill block. We can change this to be like cobblestone or whatever. Crafting recipes, work orders, and required resources. So here we go. So in order for our builder to build our town hall, our builder first must actually make their own hut. In order to do that, we'll come over here and we're going to talk to Ray.
What is it?
Our NPCs will also kind of talk with us about any kind of quests or things that they might need. And this person is saying that they need sleep, which the next thing we'll most likely be building after our builder's hut in our town hall will be the tavern, because it has places for the initial 4 colonists to sleep with us inside the colony. So we'll tell them to remind them later. So not too much here in terms of what we need to worry about there, but come here and we're gonna go ahead and say build options. All right, so urban Savannah, builder's hut, level 1, first initial foray into it. In this UI, this is going to be something that we're going to become very familiar with as we're going through and building. Is these are all the materials that we have to gather, and after gathering them, we will place them here in the required resources, we can like dump it on in from our inventory. It's nice, it's easy. We'll also be able to see like the builder's hut inventory here. So like if they need the cobblestone, we can drop the cobblestone in, all that kind of fun stuff. So we come here, we click build options, we see urban Savannah. We're gonna assign Rhea as the builder, and we're gonna see needs the acacia fence, white wool, stairs, all these kind of things, easy peasy. And we're gonna go ahead and say build building. Now, we're gonna notice here in the chat that, hey, there's been a request, it's gonna be doing its thing. Rhea is gonna come back over here, and Rhea should pop something up saying that they need some stuff, just like that. So
I can help you with that.
Rhea needs shears to be able to go on with actually clearing out all of this particular stuff, and from that they'll also need like a shovel and a pickaxe and everything else. Now, I need to go get some food as well. But what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and actually, do I have? Let's find out. This. Boom. What do we need for a clipboard? We need leather and the build tool and some sticks. We're actually going to make a clipboard real quick. I think the clipboard is one of the first tools that if you're playing Minecolonies and you're like serious about using Minecolonies as like your main mod pack to kind of do a lot of things, the clipboard is going to be like the thing to like hone in on and like focus on actually getting. Well, we got bread, so I'll eat some bread. But usually it would give me, at least I had hoped it was going to give me some leather, but I don't have any leather on me. Nothing in here. Well, I guess we're gonna have to go and get ourselves some leather to be able to make that clipboard. Because I did not get any from any of the sheeps that I had slain. Alright, so if we take a look. Wait, no, this one. What do we got over here? We got Savannah. I guess we'll run this way, see if we can find a cow or something. I don't want to mass murder all the cows though, because I want to create a bit of a farm for myself. A little bit of that nice peaceful Minecraft music coming in. Always good to hear. Especially nice early in the morning while we got our tea and our coffee. Can't go wrong with all that. I'm gonna get the feeling that I am in for like an adventure. Yeah, most likely an adventure. I don't want to go that far. Or rather, I don't want to go the lengths at which I'm gonna have to like scale all of this over here. So let's just kind of go back the way we originally spawned from. Oh my god, this is gonna be so cool. Building all up into this cliffside. Oh, it's gonna be so neat. Really happy with this location. It's gonna look really good, especially with like guard. I can't wait to see what the guard towers and everything else look like. Oh, the fog as everything comes in. So nice. So very nice. All right, now I know there were chickens up over this way. It looks like our villagers are just off exploring all over the place. Not bad. Chickens. A lot of zombies and stuff over here. I have a feeling... Oh, we got a pig. Nice. I have a feeling the zombies and the spiders in this particular area are going to cause numerous amounts of problems for me. Especially in the early stages of us putting this all together. What the? I didn't get any leather. Oh, there's a cow too. Oh, man. I think that was it. Did I get it? Yes, we did. Cool. Yeah, cow, I hear you. You know, I probably shouldn't have killed that cow, but I'm sure there's another one. I'm sure it'll be fine. I also need to get like some torches and run in there with some torches as a means of detecting the spawn in that area. We can see as the night comes in, our villagers, colonists, they all run back to the town hall block. That's great. Good for them. Can I not? Guess I can't. Thought I could run through like that. And that's going to be, until they have a home for themselves, they will just kind of keep going back into that particular area. They will always come back to that. Once they have a house, they end up going back to their house, which is really nice. But, okay, so we got that. The leather, we need some more sticks. More sticks. Like that. Boom. Boom. Leather. Some sticks. And our trusty handy dandy build tool. And with that, we have a clipboard. Now, why is the clipboard important, you might wonder to know? And that is because what we can do... Bitch. Oh, I got hit with a heavy thing. No, don't mess with me. Okay. Didn't expect a witch to spawn, but I guess that's just my life right now. I guess maybe that makes the most sense. Alright, okay, back to the whole reason we went on that journey. We got ourselves a clipboard. So, what does that mean? We got a clipboard, we come here. If we right-click... No, it's shift right-click? No. Control right-click. Haha! Control right-click. We are now noting requests on the clipboard for the colony. And we can even see it has like a flashing 1. So if we right-click now, we can see what the request is coming from our builder, which in this case, they're looking for shears. And even more so, once they get through the shears, right, what'll end up happening, actually, if we go through here, I meant to grab those tools that we had in our supply can, just to kind of start things off, is once they go through and they do the shears, they'll have the tools with the shovels and all that kind of stuff. They're going to start digging things out. It'll actually give us a huge list of the materials that we need. So I'm going to just select all of this. I'm going to drop that into the inventory of the building, which the builder will then use as a means of items to go through and collect and all that other kind of fun stuff. But after they go through all that, what ends up happening for us is we'll be able to see, oh, I need this many, like, acacia logs and whatnot. We'll put that there, we'll put that there. Those two should be good. And so I'm going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and get, like, what we need for shears for this particular person. We're going to go ahead and start gathering all of the materials, the acacia logs, the fence posts, the whole 9 yards, just to make sure we get everything all set and good for them. And yeah, we'll kind of cut right into the time lapse of both this building as well as the town hall building going, which is always exciting. We get to go back into, you know, commentary rev mode, which is, I like it. I get to talk with you guys about music when that happens. So let's go ahead and jump on into that, and I'll talk to you guys in a moment. Alright, it is time-lapse rev, and I actually get to hold a microphone this time, which is fantastic. Instead of it just being like on an arm or something like that, I'm just talking into it. Anyways, it's been a minute, and I absolutely cannot wait to share some of the songs that I've been listening to. Like, y'all influenced my algorithm over the past year that, like, we have some really good songs to talk about. Anyways, so the first episode, I just kind of straight up generally called out Sleep Token, and that's just kind of fair because I've been, I think, listening to nothing but them nonstop, especially with the new album coming out. But I do have a completely new band that I just found the other day in the middle of a workout session that I think, if you're a fan of the heavier side but more melodic, but more experimental, might be something to at least just kind of take a listen to. The only thing that I could find, it seems like they only have like 2 singles out right now, and that seems to be kind of like the overall vibe of most bands these days, is they just kind of do like a single or 2 to kind of test the waters. However, the band name is called Maranatha. Maranatha? I don't know. I will put it up on screen just to kind of like put the band name there so you guys can like search and stuff like that. But they have 2 singles. They have one called The Fall of Man and another one called Signs. I first heard Signs in the middle of a workout, and then in between sets listened to it, kept playing it back, listening to it. I think I listened to it like probably 5 or 6 times at the gym before even like looking to see if that had anything else. Huge fan, really good. Kind of has like a Bad Omens vibe, but like not as grungy, not as like longing and yearning, if that makes any sense. But huge fan of that. Give it a listen, see if you like it. And of course, as with like all of these things, by all means, please share down in the comments below what you've been listening to this past year, or even today, or yesterday, or what you're planning on listening to soon, because maybe you have a favorite band and they have, you know, a new album coming out. I have gotten so many great new songs and albums and artists because of you guys, and I cannot thank you enough. So by all means, please share it away. Looking forward to hearing it. We're going to go ahead and let the rest of this time lapse kind of play itself out. It'll be coming to kind of a close here in a moment. Maybe. Actually, no. Looking at the timeline, because I am in fact a professional YouTuber, looks like I have about roughly a minute left, give or take. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of say I am thankful for you guys. We're going into a new year, new playlist, new, you know, survival, Minecolonies thing. It's fantastic. General shout out and housekeeping just to all of you guys. It was the whole reason I wanted to come back and do this, is because I loved all the interactions that we had, and I just had to say, you know what, pull the trigger, sit back down. Might have lost all that footage from before, but that shouldn't stop us going forward. And so please keep sharing all those recommendations. Please share names of like the colony or whatever, you know. All for that, absolutely. Or if there's other things that you want to see, like as part of these videos, please share that. Like if you want to actually see me doing the mining off screen, by all means, I'm more than happy to put like a supercut of me gathering materials out. I don't know if anyone really wants to see that, if we're going to be honest. But if someone did, you know, let me know. I don't really know, man. I talked about music. I can just yap about music. And it doesn't look like I have much time left to continue yapping about music, but it's been a really great year. It has. Lots of great concerts, lots of great music has been coming out. It continues to impress. I keep bouncing between like several different genres, and based on what you guys are going to share with me, I can only imagine that it's going to even be more wild. So that's it for time-lapse Rev. I'm going to pop it back over to video Rev to close everything out. But again, appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And would you look at that, we are back after that nice, wonderful time lapse of putting together our town hall and our builder's hut, which always good. The fun stuff with the early builds is like they are simple, yes, but at the same time, they really do like really start shaping up and like showing
work
what we have. So yeah, there was a little bit of terraforming that had to be done. Oh, like over here, put a couple more blocks in right there. We have our town hall. We have our builders. I did a little cutout in this right here just to kind of help them come and go. But it looks like I'm gonna have to actually come in here and some stairs like this. Yeah. But anyways, this is the town hall, starting to shape up really nice. Like the colors, huge fan of like the burnt oranges and with like the browns and the grayscale and everything like that. Looks great. As we were flattening this out, I had the idea that eventually we're going to go up over into there as like a means of building up into the cliffs, as well as like different paths for our citizens to be able to do what they got to do. I also did a little bit of terraforming over here, so we head on back over this way. When we plopped down the original for our builder's hut right here, it did not like fill in all underneath here, so I came through and I filled all this in. So I filled all this in underneath. I'll have to do a little bit more terraforming to kind of smooth a couple of those particular things out, but nothing too crazy. Like the same thing through here. And what that's going to end up looking like, and we can actually take a second here to kind of see what that'll end up being, is the homework I have between now and next episode. One is figure out where we're going to be putting the next building, along with, if we take a second here, run up here, select this. If we're looking at infrastructure and we look at roads, we can see like there's a lot of stuff going on. We have like some really small basic roadways in the form of that, forced air roads, roads straight, long, intersection, a fancy fork. What does that do? Oh, it is fancy. I like that. So I'm going to be taking a look at what we have here with the roads, which is always nice to see. We'll also have to keep in mind for the cliff climbs. There's like, canal, that's crazy. Like look at, we have that going on for us, which is going to be really cool, especially for if we branch off that way or go off in that direction. All things that we have to kind of keep in mind. But I'm going to be looking at the overall, going to be checking out all of what we have here for the infrastructure. Mine shafts are going to for sure be important. Rail climbs. Oh, yeah, look at that. Neat. So we're going to be looking at that infrastructure, how we're going to start actually laying out the roadways and stuff like that in between all of our buildings. And so we've done our town hall. We've also done our builder set. If we click here, fundamentals, we have the builder set, we have our town hall. At the current moment, and we've kind of already seen it happen with the town hall, but at night, all of our residents run to the town hall. It's the only place where they have, a place to sleep and to stay. So usually, what I often suggest we end up going for, can I actually, no, I can't do anything with that, is we end up building the tavern next. Kind of like houses, but cheaper, also attracts visitors. And that's actually going to be really important, right? So I've had a couple deaths in the colony so far from zombies and skeletons and all that other kind of fun stuff, but we still have a few people coming in. We still, I believe, have a total of 4, which is really good. However, we're definitely going to want to be growing. For each building that we end up creating here in our mine colony world, we're going to need a colonist to take on a job. So right now, one of them is our builders. We have 3 open slots left. And if we go ahead and take a look at what we have in the fundamentals, we can see things like the forester's hut. It's going to be really good. They'll plant and gather trees, all that kind of fun stuff, which will help make sure that we actually are getting, the resources that we need. This is kind of where the mine colony, automation stuff starts taking in. But in order to make sure we have a healthy supply of colonists coming in, we'll have to make the tavern. Tavern is also going to be a nice, more luxurious place for our colonists that we have today to sleep. Also, the tavern is a really good way of kind of like really starting to see how the colony is going to expand in terms of like overall vibe and colors and aesthetics. So here's what I'm thinking, right? Tavern is probably going to be a big one. Forester's hut is going to be the other big one. And out of those two, I'm also thinking, if we look, where would it be at? Craftsmanship, storage, warehouse. Warehouse is going to be a really, really big, important thing for us. One of the hardest parts of mine colonies early on is running around gathering all the materials, and then of course giving it to the appropriate building. If we look at here in our craftsmanship storage, we have our courier's hut and we have our warehouse. If we get both of these established and a tavern and probably like a forester's hut, what I think we can do, so that's 4 buildings, going to be a lot for an episode, but I think we might be able to make that manage. If we get all of those kind of going in, what ends up happening is the forester's hut, our forester will go around chopping all the trees down and collecting that and bringing it through. Our courier's hut is what will collect all the resources from the forester and bring it back to our warehouse and store it there until we set up a new build in which the builder's going to request some wood logs and all that other kind of stuff. And then instead of me having to run all over the place, what I can then do is I can come over here, or I set up a build. I'm saying, hey, I want to go build like a guard tower or something to that effect. I get the, information on my clipboard here saying like, hey, this is all the stuff that I need. And then I can just go to the warehouse where all of this raw stored, like all the raw materials are, build it, throw it back in there, and then our courier will take it from there. So I'm thinking that's what's going to be on the docket for next time, seeing as the town hall and our builder's hut has been done. And if we do those 4 things in combination with starting to lay out some of our roads, we're going to be in a pretty good spot. One of the big things that we want to make sure that we're always factoring in as we're building up this colony is not using roads as an afterthought. I love using the built-in roads that the mod pack provides. I think it's a lot of fun to kind of build around. Not to say that we probably won't end up doing something to the effect of building our own roads, especially when we start thinking about what's going to go further up and dealing with all the lava and all that other kind of fun stuff. However, it's definitely going to be fun, and that's what we're going to be looking at next time. So, thank you guys for tuning in on today's episode. Hopefully you've all had a lovely week. Can't wait to see you guys all next time. And, of course, all the other fun YouTube stuff of like, comment, subscribe, and everything like that. But until next time, bye!